Are you gonna break your saw?
I leaned on it right when you're pushing.
I'm just trying to start an intro.
It was one of those you lean on it and you fall over like drastically. You know, it's one of those.
That's what it was.
The whole thing slid on me. Yeah.
Okay, we want to tell them what happened yesterday. So yesterday we actually planned on getting a lot of this knocked out.
Yeah, I was gonna get all of it knocked out.
Yeah.
And the plans went.
Yeah, why?
Because of Lowe's. So this here is 27 bucks a sheet. So I'm gonna get 5 of these and have the guys rip them here on the saw versus buying an individual board for $20 a board of shiplap, the tongue and groove. So this is gonna save a lot. So we'll get the guys to rip it here.
Yeah, what
and
happened?
I love Lowe's. So I was upset. Yesterday was not a good day for Lowe's. So I went there. I've done this multiple times. We shiplap so much in the past.
Yeah, we've been doing. You started doing it like after Katie and Michael's house, so probably like 2015.
We've been shiplapping a lot.
Yeah.
All different types of shiplap, different grades of shiplap. We've done a lot of shiplap. We love shiplapping.
Yeah, and he's had his particular way that he does it every time, to save money.
Yeah, mostly money. Because
Yeah.
if you buy plywood, for like in my video here, or our video, I have me going to Lowe's and it's like 27 bucks a sheet, I think is what I paid. The video will show that.
Okay.
Versus like one board of tongue and groove shiplap that they sell individually from like $15 to like $25 a board. You can rip a plywood board into like 6 pieces. So just, add that up. Anyway, so I go to Lowe's with a goal in mind to get the plywood and then have them rip it. Because they got the big saw where they can just cut the vertical rips for you.
Yeah.
Done it so many times in the past. Get there.
With no problem.
Plan of attack, get all my plywood on the big cart, go over there.
Wait.
At the first Lowe's, I waited for a while, found the guy, he comes over, the saw's out of order. I was like, okay, I can't be mad because they didn't have a sign, the saw was out of order, just, it is what it was. So he called the other Lowe's, which was, about 30 minutes away?
Yeah, so an hour total from our house. So the first one was 30 minutes away, and then he had to drive another 30 minutes away, so that one's an hour away from our house.
Yeah, so the time in between is what added up quickly.
Yeah, so do you want to tell them what happened?
The second Lowe's was even worse, because I go there after being told that they had the saw that was working and they would rip it for me like they've done for years. I get there, I get the plywood over there, and the guy's like, "Oh, we can't cut that." I looked at him like I thought he was joking with me at first, because he's a little bit younger than I was. And I had all the plywood on the cart, so he was just messing with me. And I was like, "What? No, we can't rip that anymore. It's a corporate Lowe's change. Like the policy has changed for ripping the wood on the plywood." And I said, "Exactly. What do you mean?" He says, "We can't rip under, I think it's either 20 or 12 inches. He says it becomes a projectile and throws off.
He told you, I think, 12 inches because then you had come back and said, when you called me, you had said, well, if you can't do it under, was that, I don't know.
Well, shiplap typically is either 6, 7, or 8 inch cuts. They did. These are the ones I'm trying to avoid so I can save money on. So these per board is $14 for just the 8-foot shiplap board. So we'll get these right here and I'll get probably 6 pieces out of each one if I do them 6-inch pieces. So we'll save a lot more by doing it this way. So they did their threshold at 12. So you can't get shiplap ripped there anymore. So just, you can't do it, it won't work. They won't allow it. So I was actually aggravated because I've worked at Lowe's years ago and I ran that saw, I ripped those things all the time. It never shoots off if you have 2 people in there. But they're trying to figure out ways, I guess, to direct people to buy the individual boards and spend a lot more money. So, and like this video here will show you how easy it is. We're just talking about the whole Lowe's thing because even with that, me and you, you can still rip the boards yourself. And I highly recommend that because you're gonna save so much money. And then we're gonna rip these ourselves here with the skill saw. So I'll just show you how I do that and I'll just freehand cut these and still get probably, I don't know what the measurement, 5 or 6 boards per sheet of plywood. So we'll still save a lot that way.
All right, so how long do you think it's gonna take you to cut these boards?
To rip all these plywood into shiplap? Maybe an hour. Once you get set up, get a measurement, probably about an hour. If you know what you're doing, maybe 2 hours if you need a little bit more practice with it.
Okay.
And it's nothing crazy hard to get a skill saw and make a cut.
Okay. All right, well, and by the way, welcome back to our channel.
Yeah, I know, we started with the whole frustrations of Lowe's, how they let us down. But yeah, welcome back everybody. Before we get started, make sure you hit the thumbs up for us, subscribe to our channel. We have a lot going on here. We're gonna keep posting constantly, updating here.
The YouTube algorithm is really weird for us, I think, because we're still new and we're just now getting like into the groove of posting, trying to post regularly, like every weekend as an update for y'all and for the YouTube channel.
Well, we were gonna post yesterday, and then but the Lowe's delay threw us off.
Yeah.
So this is all Lowe's fault right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is, but whatever.
Yeah, I won't go back there. Oh, now I know. So it's just one of those things.
Yeah, now y'all know too. And so if you have a different kind of story for your Lowe's from now till the future, let us know, and let us know if that's just some local thing. They're just not want to do their job.
I don't know. I always knew I liked Home Depot better anyways in the back of my head.
What?
So.
You've always liked Lowe's better. All right, so let's get started on you cutting your wood, and then we're gonna get that put up today. No painting.
Let's go talk about what we're gonna do though, because we're not just gonna shiplap all the walls.
No, we changed our mind.
Let's go over there and see what we're gonna do.
Yes, because we actually told y'all last time that we were gonna just shiplap the walls, right? Yeah, so we've kind of changed that. Changed our minds on this, by the way.
Yeah, but we're still doing shiplap. So we're gonna shiplap the lower section up to probably what, like here? We don't really know yet.
I think a little bit higher than that.
So like we're gonna put a big 1x6 board, a transition board, like probably here. Or you think what, higher?
Probably about where you're at.
Okay, so we'll have like a 1x6 here, and the shiplap we're still gonna run from the baseboard up to it. Then up here it's gonna be just painted white. And Meredith is debating on what color to paint all the shiplap, so stay tuned with that. Because that's not going to be a basic white color, we're still trying to figure it out. But all this will be shiplap, transition board here, and then we're going to carry it all the way. Yeah, it's going to be easy, I won't have to cut around that. So we'll carry it all the way over throughout the walls.
You have to cut around what? Yeah, because you're taking that light fixture out.
Yeah, it's going to be trash, but usually there's still a hole there, and you got to cut the shiplap around, you know. But if we're doing that transition board, I won't be that high.
Okay, my question for you was, which I forgot to ask you this yesterday, is I want to hang up a mirror right here. So
yeah, we'll still shiplap, put it over the mirror, just like our last bathroom.
Yes, but where's our piece gonna be? If our trim is gonna be, you know, say right here, how is the mirror gonna balance flat?
I have to maybe put a space. We'll figure that out.
Okay.
I can space it off of here.
Because I don't know if we want to have a spacer, because then you'd be able to see that.
I'll make it work. We'll figure the mirror out. That'll be easy at the last window.
Yeah, if anything, we'll just shiplap this whole wall.
That'll probably be the most complicated thing.
I know, that's why I'm asking that.
Called just making it work. Bub.
Yep.
So I got, with my helper here, Ellie, we were able to set the jig up. So what I did was, I want to do 7-inch strips of shiplap, and I stacked my plywood. I got 3 pieces stacked together. I just used the C-clamps to hold them, because I want to cut once, but be a lot faster. So I'm going to cut 3 per the one cut, if that makes sense. So I stacked 3 up, clamped them down so they can't move, and then I'm doing 7-inch pieces. So I marked my 7 inches, then I also just measured the distance from my blade, and I made a jig. So my saw is going to hit here, I'll run a straight line, I'm going to rip these myself. It's easy, but it's still going to take time. I wish I could have done it at Lowe's. But we're going to knock it out here, right, Ellie? Yeah. Here, you go on that side, I'm going to start cutting here. And then we'll take these first boards that we cut, and you can help me stack them on the ground right there. Yeah. Sound good? All right, that's the first one. So come on this side. Grab them like this, all three. And we'll pick them up carefully. Let's set them right here on the ground. Perfect. That's the first one. So now I'm just going to move my jig over to the next measurement and just keep ripping along. You ready for the next cut? Oh, you got a big old pile of the shavings over there, huh? You're making a sawdust sandcastle. Right here, scooch over. I'm going to do this cut. And we're going to do the same thing when I cut. You're going to grab it for me, okay?
Okay.
Sound like a plan?
Yep.
That one fell on us at the table too far. You got it? Let's turn it this way. Turn it. Perfect. Good job. Over here. Oh no, your sandcastle.
What?
We made a mess, huh?
Yep.
Look at all that. What are you doing? You being my little helper and sleeping? So you didn't want to because you're making sawdust sandcastles, huh? You're being a good helper. She's getting all this mess cleaned up for me. So we finished ripping all the boards, me and Ellie. So I got the 6 sheets of that plywood, and then with her help we ripped it. Took a little while, and now we got a big old stack of shiplap ready to go wood. Got a lot of pieces out of that. So if you can imagine shiplap and like the price I showed at Lowe's, you know, there's $14 was the cheapest board, up to I think the 10 and 12 it was like 20 or 22 bucks a board. So here I didn't even count. I'm just gonna say 20 or 30 pieces I got. So you can imagine how much cheaper this option is here. So just a little bit of extra work having to rip it like this, but me and Ellie got it done and she's cleaning up for me, so it's been going good. While Meredith is out at the, she's at Sherman-Williams, while she's there getting some paint samples. Ellie taking a break. While she's there getting some paint samples, I'm going to get some of these boards that me and Ellie ripped and start putting them on, or not putting them on, I'm gonna start cutting them to the length of this wall right here. So Meredith's also grabbing the paint samples and she's got me some sandpaper, because before I start putting any shiplap on this wall, since I ripped all these, it's kind of a tip that I would suggest. When you rip these, if you look, so this camera can see it, all these little frays, you want to get some sandpaper, and it's super easy just to rub it on here. Even my finger knocks most of these off. You want to clean the edges of this wood up. Definitely need to do that before you put this on the wall. You will see that, especially when you paint it, that paint just gets stuck on all this, and you won't have the clean shiplap look that you're trying to save money on with this wood versus the tongue and groove shiplap board. So really important tip, sandpaper, get all this off.
All right, so Kyle is at the shop cutting the wood, and I've run over here to our local Sherwin-Williams, which is right around the corner, so that's super convenient. I'm gonna run in here and see if I can find a good pink color. I'm gonna get a few little sample cards to take back to the shop and kind of hold them up to my bowl sink and see how they compare to the colors inside the sink. Originally, I was like brainstorming this with one of my friends who's really good at decorating, and I was asking her like, what color should I do the wall? Because originally I had thought that I was gonna do like a, I don't even know, like a pistachio type green as an accent wall behind the sink and the vanity. However, I don't know, yesterday morning I was telling Kyle, I'm like, I think I don't want to shiplap the walls all the way to the ceiling anymore. And I think I'd like to just do them just a little bit up, kind of like we did in the office, and then only paint all the shiplap all the way around the bathroom instead of just that accent wall. I think it would be cool to just have all the shiplap all the same color around there, and then paint the top color all the same, you know, kind of like the office. And then I definitely am wanting to wallpaper the ceiling, which Kyle's like, I don't know why you're even gonna try to do that, because he knows like I'm so impatient with wallpaper, but I'm gonna try it and see. I think it might look good. I really want to use that wallpaper that I bought because I really like it. So I'm gonna try it, and if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. But anyways, I'm gonna run into the Sherwin-Williams. I'm gonna see what pink colors I can come up with and take them back there and kind of hold them up to the bowl sink and see how they look. Here's the sink, and here's the two colors that I'm going back and forth with that I like. Out of all those colors, I either like the pink shadow or the smoky salmon, and these colors are kind of in the sink bowl, you know, so going with those. And then I did end up thinking that deciding that I may end up putting this on the ceiling, because at first I know I'd asked y'all in one of my videos, should I do that or not? I'm thinking I may go ahead and try the wallpaper on the ceiling and see what it looks like. So I kind of want to see which color goes best with this wallpaper, which I guess they kind of both do. Okay, Kyle's got all the wood cut and ready to go.
So back to my tip I was talking about with the sandpaper, and see all this rough edge? The paint shows that so bad. So anytime you're ripping it, even at Lowe's in the old, like when I used to get them to do it, it would be even worse than this. So sandpaper is your friend with this. Just sand that down. So it looks like that. So when you go to paint this, you have none of this. That's what you don't want. If you don't do this step, it's gonna look really bad. So I'm just taking my word on it. So now I'm gonna sand these, probably give me about 15 minutes, get all these knocked out, and then we'll start cutting and hanging in there.
I was trying to video your butt. You have sawdust all over it.
I'm sure I do. Would you like the cedar side out or the natural?
Let's do the natural. Probably be easier to paint.
They will be. You're definitely right on that. So over here, so remember how the walls are all weird in here? We're gonna put that little transition board here on each corner point too, because like right here I measured, and we were at 82. But up here, it was 83, so it's an inch out on that corner, you know? So instead of trying to make all these line up and transition over, I'll put a board there. You'll see what I'm talking, it'll be a lot easier.
You ready for me to go get your secret tool?
Yes.
All right, let's go get it.
Secret tool now.
Ready?
You got it?
I did.
What is that? That's not my tool. I need that.
Secret tool.
What is it?
A nickel.
And there's a reason we do a nickel. A lot of people can do, they even sell I saw Shiplap spacing tools. Like, we need a spacing tool and you can use a nickel. So we use a nickel every time we do it. People like the gap thinner. You can do a penny, you can do a quarter. We like the nickel gap. I'm gonna have to cut another board to show, but hold it there so you can see what we're doing. You're just gonna put that nickel there, get your next shiplap board when you cut it, put it on top, and then move your nickel, because that's gonna be your gap going all the way. So we'll use the nickel gap all the way up. So we are the fan of the nickel gap. Nothing smaller. I mean, you do smaller, you don't notice the shiplap gap as much. So the nickel seems to always work out the best in our opinion.
measuring tape,
Pull
girl.
this in and go all the way against the wall right over there, above the wood. Pull it. Keep going. And hold it right there. Perfect. You got it? You sure?
Hold it against the wall. Push it against the other wall.
Perfect, right there.
There you go.
Here we got 42,003, which equals 82 and an eighth. Perfect.
Go, Daddy.
There you go, hold that wood over there for me. You got it? Just don't let it fall. Perfect, just like that. Good job. Back again. Hold it. Keep holding it. Oh, you got it?
She's got it. You don't got
I'm the one
it.
that's dropping it. Okay, let go.
82 and a quarter.
What are we doing to Ellie?
82 and a quarter.
Okay. Okay. What I'm doing is every now and then with the brad nails, some of them won't go all the way through. They'll hit like, say, studs back there, or in our case, probably cinder block. I don't have no idea what's behind these walls. So when that happens, some of the brad nails don't recess all the way. So what they do is they go in and they fold over. I can either pull them out, or you can get a hammer and you can just pop them in so they indent. And either way, I'm gonna go back with wood filler or even caulking, and you gotta dab each one of these holes. If not, when you paint, you're gonna see it. So if the nail folds over, just smash it in. That's what I do. It's the easiest way. Like here's one right here, and now it's in, it's flush. headed out because she's going to get dinner started, so the kids are getting hungry. The day caught up on us pretty quick, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try to continue on and just see how much I can knock out before the day's over. So we got this whole wall, the main wall done. That's the biggest wall. And the next part I'm gonna do is add a 1x6 up here, and it's gonna be like a bigger transition. So you're gonna have a big board up here, all the shiplap. This is gonna be a different color. This up here is gonna be a different color, so still a lot more to come. A little hard to envision it right now, but I'm gonna get this 1x6 mounted up here first, and then go over to this wall and knock all this out real quick. That's the next steps. So now you can kind of get an idea of what we're shooting for here. So shiplap all the way down. That's probably, I'm 6'2", so that's actually right above my level. That's probably about 6 foot. So we did 6 foot of shiplap, then did the bigger transition board. It's kind of hard to tell without doing the paint yet. Let's see how this is a 1x6. That's just regular plywood. So once we paint this, it's really gonna make an accent piece right here. Maybe easier to see this way. So I went ahead and I pre-measured like 4 boards here just so I could make it a little, like a streamlined process, kind of. And then the wall, it does start getting bigger, the measurements. So I only did about 4. Like I'm at 72-ish down here and up to like 73.5. So I'm just gonna do some, measure my next chunk. The only reason I'm doing that, this is important. If you don't do what I'm doing, you're gonna be going board by board. The reason I'm just taking chunk and bulk measurements is because right here, my walls are so weird, I'm doing a little 1x2 transition board to cover up the joints. If you're not doing that, you gotta make sure your measurements are obviously dead on. That's gonna change every length of your board depending on your sheetrock, so very important. I'm in here working away, and I look back and I realize my camera's dead. So the last couple pieces back behind here on this wall, I did get up along with that transition piece up top there, and the camera died, so we didn't see any of that. So same repeat as what was over here, just took place here. The only thing I'm gonna work on now before calling it a day, because it is dinner time. Meredith's called me, the kids are waiting for me. So I'm gonna wrap this up today and just have to finish the rest of the shiplap on the next video. But I wanna get this transition pieces, I call them transition, just the corner boards here, trim boards, because if you look, I'm not doing the constant flow shiplap. If I was gonna do that, I would have gone all the way to the edge and tried to make each one of these dead on. And I'm not doing that here because the walls are so out of whack. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of do the cheat and put transition boards here. And once you caulk all that and paint it, you'll never know, because it looks like it already looks pretty good. Looks like my lines are flowing straight across, but they're really not. They're kind of off in all these spots. And that would drive me crazy. So the easy fix there is just these little 1x2s, which I got out here. And get these, cut them to size, put them over there in that wall we were just showing you, and call it a day for the day. So let me knock that out and then start doing the cleanup. So these 1x2s probably like one of the last options I would do on a corner like this. But since I'm trying to use what I have here, and I had these from the office and all that, I think I can make this look good, like I mentioned, with after the fact. Ignore it now. Once it has caulking and paint, I think it's gonna flow really good if I can space this out right. So let's see how this turns out. My thoughts are to put this and try to leave a gap to make it look like it flows. Actually, not too bad. Better than I thought it was going to look anyways. So once, like I said, once I do the caulking all in there, that's going to actually be a nice little, actually, I like that better. It gives it some more, I don't know what I'll say, pop, I don't know what term I'm looking for. Like not just so much flatness. I think that'll turn out nice. That's just using some cheap 1x2s I had left over, just to make it to where the corners mounted up. And I'll fill in all the gaps. I'll caulk all this, all that up there. So it's going to flow real nice. I'll do the same over here in this corner once I transition on, and again in that corner. So still got a little bit ways to go, but it looks good for today. This room's looking a whole lot better, especially with the floor. Now the new wood on the walls. I'm ready to cover all that up. I'm really ready to put the toilet there, close that nasty spot up. It's also been hard coming here, no toilet, no sink. So I'm trying to speed this up and get this back. We need the sink back for sure. But lots been accomplished today. I think it's gonna look really nice once we get the paint up. Let us know what you think in the comments if you're liking the shiplap so far. Yeah, I think it turned out nice. I'm excited about it. It's like a whole new room. But like I was saying, Meredith's got dinner going. I'm late now. So I'm gonna clean up really quick. That's gonna be it for today's video. Gotta get my saw packed up, everything else, get the dust out of here so that next time we come, it's ready to go. When we come back to the next video, we're gonna finish the shiplapping in there. And like I said, I wanna get the toilet, definitely need to get the toilet down and maybe even start painting. I need to do the caulking in there. But as far as today, we did a lot. So I'm excited for today. Let us know what you think. We appreciate every one of you guys. Come back and check us out in the next video. Y'all guys take